If I was smoking weed, I don't feel like myself. My dude told me to chill, he told me to watch my health. $500 ain't nothing, I spent that on my belt. Maybe $1,000,000, I did that shit with no help. Ain't never need nobody, I ain't never need no handout. Go back for bed when we go shopping, they the only ones that ran out. I be around my eyes, and I ain't never get fanned out. They try to cop my shit, but they can't get far. They wanna know my plan out. But they get out of the yak. I felt like they couldn't live, I felt the car, they didn't think I was black. Playing the music and they said they like it, they thought it was whack. Can't listen to haters, I know I'm the greatest, niggas be counting. Tell my people say no match, she ain't done spent not no hampers. I'm mad like fuck that campus, they got bullets out here, no crap. I got respect for advances, kids out here about that dead. After that, he ain't seen no checks, that shit label, money no flex. If I'm smoking no weed, I don't feel like myself. My dude told me to chill, he told me to watch my health. $500 ain't nothing, I spent that on my belt. Maybe $1,000,000, I did that shit with no help. I never need nobody, I never need no handout. Go band for band when we go shop. They the ones that ran out. I be around my eyes, and I ain't never get fanned out. They try to cop my shit, but they can't get far. They wanna know my plan out. They compare me to my people, compare me to my BM. They cannot understand before a nigga had better, but nigga was somebody else. If I smash with a woman, I'm switching, they hitting no rim. She already know how I'm coming, she know. So they get fucked up on her, she already know respect. She know I got so many eyes, so she telling me to respect. I need to easy protection, she gotta call my messages, never get checked. If I'm smoking no weed, I don't feel like myself. My dude told me to chill, he told me to watch my health. $500 ain't nothing, I spent that on my belt. Maybe $1,000,000, I did that shit with no help. I never need nobody, I never need no handout. Go band for band when we go shop, they the only ones that ran out. I be around my eyes, and I ain't never get fanned out. They try to cop my shit, but they can't get far. They wanna know my plan out. They lost my love, we heard them better than myself. My dude told me to chill, he told me to watch my health. $500 ain't nothing, I spent that on my belt. Maybe $1,000,000, I did that shit with no help. I didn't need no handout. Go band for band when we go shop, they the only ones that ran out. I be around my eyes, and I ain't never get fanned out. They try to cop my shit, but they can't get far. They wanna know my plan out. Dang! Yeah, they allowed it. What was I saying? Yep. I want to say, yeah, I you say my name? Somebody is full, she's not a shot in the brain. Can you get clear his big goes daddy? He is lame. Hey, y'all, it's just a watch the old head trying to get famous. I don't want to catch the wheels on this, got nothing to say. Why they on my dick? Like, please just give me the real. Let's just cut and chase it. So many friends, I feel I'm place. Let me put them in a place. Bitch, I'm so done in this not debate. I'm fierce lost. Swipe, make them post. I think you can't get it. Your phone defeated. It's a Tino. I'm doing maintenance. Everybody keep this to my patience. I told somebody I live a patient. Just because you don't see it on me, don't mean that I'm found. No approach, hey, I do travel. Jump on me, I bet you that sounds. Got a limited violence. I want them dead now. I'm a blessing for out of town. Can we see through you? I think it's niggas for low. We aim at the flow. What's the hole? Here's the fan. As the floor stumbles, he's y'all see his run. He's the biggest potential. Cause you told me I bet he's surrender. You say my name? Somebody is full. She got a shot in the brain. I'm gonna get clear his big goes daddy. He is lame. Hey, y'all, it's just a watch the old head trying to get famous. I'm gonna say my name. Yeah, right. I'm just Bruce Wayne stepping in the car. It won't be. Go play ready. Emphasis, if you get to the footage of the call, you know, what's up, my body, like,
What? What I see? Daddy, I see a chunky child.
You know, I'm flipping around with the drink on my body. That bitch, she doing Pilates. That's my little baby, sometimes she be silent. But I can love the bodies. Dominant role in the bodies. I go to the bankroll. I give it for my pay. Oh, ain't nobody that's coming. I'm the shady out of your body. I'm going to way in the lobby. And they all just waiting. But I can love the bodies. The dominant role in the bodies. I go to the bankroll. I give it for my pay. So it all flat away. And then I'm going to sleep. It's time to drink my little V. So that 48, it was a G. But they told me they know me no least. Or no bitch, no bitch, she say I'm a beast. My pockets, yeah, they're obese. Maybe don't let you eat. But I see the quadro. Sipping on it out the bottle. I'm feeling model. Do what I want, that's my motto. She give me brain like I know. Smoking the pain, gelato. And all of this red cones. Still look around, all I see is photos. She see from my phone. I like what you want, I saw the gas and all. I need my best so long, so need money to get along. She want all out of strong. She go like she know that you wrong. And she know you know that you wrong. Thinking like a body, I'm moving around with the trick on my body. That is she doing for life. That's my little baby, sometimes she be snotty. But now I think I love the dice. Moving down me and rolling on bodies. I got a whole little bankroll, I need it for my pay. Oh, anybody that's coming. In the shade, I need a body. Couple of away the lobby, and they all just waiting. And I'm up the dice, down me and rolling the lights. I got a whole little bankroll, I need it for my pay. Yeah. All these down, niggas feeling off the fuck is going down when they see This is why I if I'm still the weed, I don't feel like myself. My dude told me to chill, he told me to watch my health. $500 ain't nothing, I spent that on my belt. Maybe $1,000,000, I did that shit with no help. I ain't never need nobody, I ain't never need no handout. We go band for band when we go shopping. They know the ones that ran out. I be around my eyes, and I ain't never get fanned out. They try to copy my shit, but they can't get far. They wanna know my plan out. That boy make it out of the yak. I fell in the color, they hop in the car, they didn't think I was black. Playing the music and they said they like it, they thought it was whack. You can't listen to haters, I know I'm the greatest. Niggas be capping. My niggas ain't no match. She ain't spent 90 no hammers. I'm in LA, fuck that campus. They got blunts out here, no crap. I got recipe for it, advances. Some kids out here about that day. After that, ain't seen no checks. This shit label, money, no flex. If I'm smoking weed, I don't feel like myself. My juice told me to chill, she told me to watch my health. $500 ain't nothing, I spent that on my belt. Maybe $1,000,000, I did that shit with no help. I ain't never need nobody, I ain't even need no handout. We go band for band when we go shopping. They know the ones that ran out. I be around my eyes, and I ain't never get fanned out. They try to copy my shit, but they can't get far. They wanna know my plan out. They compare me to all my peeps, compare me to my BM. They cannot understand before a nigga had better, a nigga was already him. She know that I got shit on, so she finna pull up correct. I got that nigga so yeah, get fucked up on her, she already know respect. Yeah. She know I got so many eyes, so she told me to give her respect. I need to meet to text, she gotta call my messages never get checked. If I'm smoking weed, I don't feel like myself. My dude told me to chill, she told me to watch my health. $500 ain't that, I spent that on my belt. Maybe $1,000,000, I did that shit with no help. I ain't never need nobody, I ain't never need no handout. We go band for band when we go shopping. They know the ones that ran out. Be around my eyes, and I ain't never get fanned out. They try to copy my shit, but they can't get far. They wanna know my plan out.
There, tough rebound. The rebound by Harden. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Oklahoma City. Cephalosha finds Harden. Outside for Durant. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Durant's got the lead up to 6 now for the Thunder.
Bringing that three-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
Now, here is Harden. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Here's Cephalosha.
Hell no. Trash ass nigga.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Bitch, bitch. Shout out to all the people out there. I appreciate y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, Bibi. Oh, Didi. Oh, Bibi. Oh, Shizi. Yeah. What? I'd rather sit down for the come up. Taking that something, go, your runner. You done up. Hope you're sitting here. Hope you're a runner. I've been there, taking that, take on the summit, yourself with the fan, yourself in that bucket of stage. What? Bow, bow. Hey, bitch, on the man. I'm gonna take you to the back with a fan, bitch. So chill. I ain't too far from the mill. Bring you the paper that's least in the tail. Up for the poop that's leaving the grill. Nigga, wanna be with you. Nigga, see. Oh, what? Appreciate you. Gang. What? Hey.
Now Harden. Pass to Westbrook. Takes the three. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. And Fisher gets the Gasol. McGee dishes to Gasol.
Hold on.
Now the Thunder is 13-4. With it. Outside three. Back to Harden's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Typical Game 6 James Harden type shit. Nigga, you is not gonna show up for Game 7 if y'all force one, pussy.
These players can flat out shoot the rock. The 2K leaderboard shows us the top 3-point shooters in the playoffs. Look at the franchise. Second in the league. Extremely accurate from beyond the arc.
He is having so much success from beyond the three-point line. Some guys just thrive on this kind of pressure.
1:24 left to play here in the second quarter. Bryant, right side. His three-pointers off the mark.
And another miss. Whew. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. And there's the foul. It's on the franchise. That's his third foul of the game.
Already he's looking at his third foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down into the third quarter.
Daquan Cook checking for Oklahoma. In the first half of the game.
But I don't really think that he has shown that he's a really great defensive stopper in the playoffs. I think that's a big time point in your. I think that's a big time point in your part, Gil. What I would say to you, however, is he certainly looks like a 4-time defensive player of the year in that closeout game 5 against the Lakers. I know that damn much. We ain't gonna forget that now. You understand? That's why you had to have that damn episode, because he looked like the second coming of Will Chamberlain or something again in that game 5 against the Los Angeles Lakers. Sorry, man, it's just necessary to say. But now, let me say this to you. Having said that, I'm of the mindset, Julius Randle, is it real? What we saw against OKC, is it real? Is it real because they saw against Golden State? Is it real? We saw against the Los Angeles Lakers? Because when he was in New York Knicks, as good as he was in the regular season, he was limited in the postseason as the number one option for the New York Knicks because the jump shot wasn't falling and he was taking it far too often and wasn't nearly as aggressive getting to the basket. He goes to Minnesota, he's been putting his thirds. He's been doing these thirds, all right? Because obviously Ant-Man is the face of the franchise and the number one option. But Julius is fed off of that, and I think that has assisted, correct me if I'm wrong, Jill and Eminem, I think that has assisted in Rudy Gobert looking better. But I will say this. Here's where Rudy Gobert deserves a lot of credit. Last year during the playoffs, he had no business out on the court. They couldn't really play him. Just abusing him, using him as a highlight reel. For crying out loud. Vince didn't flinch. He put it back out there this year. And we've seen Rudy Gobert in the playoffs stepping away from the basket and defending on the perimeter and still being able to do 25 to 30 minutes a game. I think that's incredibly important. If that's something that he can do in this series, obviously that's going to go well for him. And I think the reason he'll be able to do it is because Julius Randle is doing what he's been doing in the first 2 rounds of this series. Julius Randle, to me, is the key. If Julius Randle shows up the way and he has played throughout these playoffs, I believe the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to the finals.
Here's a great way to level up your investigate. Hiding can actually measure the goal. You can earn 9 times the national average.
Marcus, I saw you shaking your head at Jill when he said Rudy Gobert won.
I think, just from being in the league lately, right? Like, we started in Rudy Gobert, when I was there the last 3 times in the playoffs, right? Like, he's not the best on-ball defender, but the whole defense is predicated on him protecting the rim. And I think that's why he's won those defensive player of the years, because you basically can't get to the rim when he's out there. Like, yes, Dallas did a great job, but Luka Doncic was making tough shots over his contest, right? But even if they take him out, we can slot Nas Reed at the 5. Right now, the floor is open because Nas Reed can shoot the ball. So now, how does OKC guard Minnesota now? Because now it's an open floor. But he brings a advantage. Every time somebody gets to the paint, he's there, and it's not easy to finish on the top of him. I can't say the point of him being able to guard guys one-on-one. I think you have to take credit for Finchie for being able to figure out how to not keep this guy on the island as much. But, like, he's definitely a defensive anchor, and they do a great job of defending their yards. So he doesn't have to necessarily have a big series because you have guys behind him that can come in and play, and they do a really good job.
What the fuck, man? Come on.
Really missing wings.
The Thunder are going to win the series, Steve Nash.
Harden against Kobe. Kicks it out to Fisher. Pass to Hastings. On the clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Great D that time from Durant. Oklahoma City's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside, Green. And here is Durant. Now Harden. Westbrook, a screen on Kobe. Harden against Kobe. Harden, no good.
This is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left their offense in the locker room.
Boy, for a 7-footer, he's got really good bounce, does JaVale McGee, and doing a nice job working on the glass there.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it after the basket by the Lakers. Outside Durant. To the middle. Here's Maxiel. And Jason Maxiel with the slam.
The V just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win those kind of breakdowns.
Here's Fisher. Following the score by Oklahoma City. Hastings. Fades. The shot's good from Bryant. Bryant's got his second bucket.
On offense, the
A
efficiency
perfect 5-0 in games featuring clutch time this postseason, while the Knicks are 6-2. Clutch Player of the Year Jalen Brunson leads all players with 43 points, and clutch time with Halliburton recording 20 points. This will be the ninth playoff series between the Knicks and the Pacers all time, and a rematch of last year's conference semis where the Pacers took down the Knicks in a Game 7 at MSG. Jalen Brunson just using last season as a bit of motivation.
That still kind of bothers me, but I mean, I feel like once you get into the season, you start thinking about the next game and everything like that. Obviously, it was a missed opportunity last year playing at home in Game 7. The girls that we had out there.
The man joining me now that knows New York all too well, Peter Rosenberg. Peter, great to have you with us. Obviously, Gilbert still here, and of course, Essay. Peter, I'm going to start with you. With all these hills and honors points, I could stay for free. With all of the souvenir and boulders, you have canopy hands. The fly is there. I can take you anywhere. It matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Thunder.
They're professional. Like,
Led by
all
as
the
much as
presidents
10.
built logos as well. I'm not interested in this is the guys on the street. Okay. The last time I played with Legos, when I lived in Indiana, I was like a third or fourth grade. Legos are about Hey, Baron, we said you got maybe mix it. There you go. They're starting with game 1 of the Western Conference.
He is an exceptional athlete, so you got to prevent him from getting near the rim.
Here's KD. He's got 17.
Oklahoma City. This is a matchup between the two.
Nice D from Odom.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Here's Gasol. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
No stopping Gasol there. He was determined to get that one up and down.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Oklahoma City.
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And I love the fact they kept the pressure on, really pushing that ball, running it up the floor. I love seeing that. A team staying aggressive even when they're playing well.
Now here is
seed, and SGA, even though he's young, but he's in his 7th year, and is 23 points, right? If he loses this, he's really playing with house money. You know, some people think they can win this series and should win this series or whatever. He is playing with house money because of his age of 23. Shea is to that point where it's like, all right, start winning rings now. You're about to win an MVP and that sort of thing. Now, I'll say this quickly, Nate, before you go. Even though I think it's clearly SGA who will benefit more, I think from a league standpoint, it would be better if Ant understood, right? He's just more of an exciting, spectacular player. He's more charismatic and thus marketable. Like, and he has more fans. Yeah, and a player with his charisma and style of play will draw in the casual fans. Shea, as great as he is not going to draw in casual fans. I'm going to make a comparison. I think you two will agree. This is like Shaq versus Duncan at the guard position. Like, Shaq is a charismatic, fun-loving, marketable, exciting style play, and Shea is Tim Duncan, where he's awesome, there's no doubt about it, and they win. But it's kind of a lot. No, I will admit, I don't think he's as fly as Duncan. No, I agree. His game is, but I do think it's kind of. I think it's exactly like Duncan. That's commercial. I totally agree.
I also listen. And we're gonna. So, I don't think SGA has. Wilds and I got in one of the dumbest arguments ever the other day, which was we were arguing about nationwide popularity of Rafael Devers versus Bobby Willis. And all the days, it was one of the reasons Wilds was mad at me a couple weeks ago. And in that I said, if you remove their home markets, who has more fans, in Seattle or in Miami or wherever? In that same hypothesis here, and to Bruce's point, if you remove Minneapolis and you remove Oklahoma City, Ant is exponentially more popular by neutral fans than Shea. And so I don't think Shea has captured the imagination, even as he's about to capture MVP. The argument for Shea is this would be if they make the finals, and certainly if they win the championship.
Special pressure when he sees us use the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I'm too happy to be this different.
Los Angeles calling timeout. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
He just keeps hitting shot after shot. They need to design a way to deny him basketball. Make someone else.
Like, I think this will surprise people. Here's the full list of guards in NBA history to win a league MVP and make the finals in the same season. It's those 6.
Some changes for the Lakers. McGee, he's checked in for Theo Ratliff. Gasol comes in for Lamar Odom. And it's Hastings in for Ron Artest. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
During that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Phil Jackson said to the team. He told his players, I need you to play smarter out there. You're in a rush right now, and that's why we're behind. Slow things down. Run our plays. We'll see if that tempo shifts at all. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, David.
Championship the year they won league MVP. So the only guys ever as a guard. I think this will surprise people. Here's the full list of guards in NBA history to win a league MVP and make the finals in the same season. It's those 6. And by the way, Kobe and Iverson didn't win the championship the year they won league MVP. So the only guys ever as a guard win league MVP and win a championship the same year. Step up. Yeah. No. Kobe and Iverson. Because Kobe's MVP came a year they made the finals but lost to the Big 3 Celtics. But those are icons. You know what I mean? Bob Cousy's, 100 years ago, but he was an icon. And then you have truly iconic players. And Shea's team, by the way, won more games than any team on that regular season list except for Jordan's. And so that is, it would be a wild list. It's a wild list. It also speaks about guards having won a lot of MVPs. Like the only it was all centers, and then as of late, it's been all rings essentially.
And I think too, Shea's just quickly to your point. I think that's just telling you about where the league is headed. I get it that Jokic and Giannis are the 2 best players in the league, probably. After that, it's a bunch of guards. So I think this is going to happen more and more.
But with all that said, my answer actually was Ainge. Because he will have beaten everyone that matters in his conference. He will have gone through Durant, Booker, Joker, Murray, Luka, LeBron. Steph is kind of unfair, but he's all of that.
I would say not.
No, but I mean, it's they play the Warriors. It doesn't diminish it. It just that's kind of a weird one. Fine, and then it would be the MVP. Also, the 23-year-old thing matters in this. Like, if we look at kind of the standard bearers of the league who have made the finals, how old were they when they made the finals? LeBron's the only one who would have been younger. Like everyone that was Durant did it for the Baby Thunder, and so you're right, the current players. That's what I'm talking about. The guys playing right now. Now Shea is kind of right when around the age these guys have done it.
James Harden, he's checked in for Daquan Cook. Lamar Odom, he's checked in for the
Lakers. Before Westbrook and Harden, but they weren't the number.
Right, they weren't even correct. And you also Kawhi is a weird one too because he made his first finals, but he wasn't even one of the three best players in the first finals. So then, to that point, guys in the last 20 years who are under 25, their team's leading scorer, de facto best player, and made the finals. Like Devin Booker to me is a kind of a asterisk on it because I thought Chris Paul was the best player on that team, but regardless, that's the list that Anthony Edwards would be joining, and I think he would take the mantle if they make the finals, and maybe you guys would disagree, of the under 30 crowd. I'm the man. Tatum has an argument for it, but the Achilles throws it. Sadly, it's not his fault, but throws it. Shea's argument is this season. I think he would have. If Luka to me is the best of all those players under 30, he just beat Luka. If he didn't just beat Shea, he's younger than all of them. The back-to-back deep playoff runs, we don't look at it like he has a suit like particularly for a real good team. We don't look at it like, oh, he has a stacked team. And so I think the face of the league stuff that he has wanted to like keep at arm's length, it wouldn't matter. Like, it would be thrust upon him. So that's where I think he has the most impact.
I do think he'd be the face of the league. I don't think people would necessarily view him as the best player in the league. I don't think you can say he's better than Shea. Unless, he just destroys him in the series and clearly outplays him. But he would become the face of the league should they get to the finals, maybe even if they win it. I don't know that you can say he's the best of the 30, because Tatum just did. Or Jaylen Brown was the finals MVP. Like, that's where I think he'd be the face because of all of the guys, including Jokic, he is the most charismatic. He's the most marketable. The league is looking for somebody to take him forward.
I don't Wemby's the most marketable, and Wemby's the most charismatic.
When he gets back on the court, and I'm just saying right now, he can't.
I think Wemby's interesting because of the chest and because
we don't know.
No, I think Wemby's. Yeah, I think Wemby's the face of the league.
But you don't think Ant is going to be like just even if it's on this summer, if they win the championship.
Yeah, for the summer, sure. But then when Steph is back on the court, no, but I don't
think it's going. I think the league, I think people, not just the league, are looking for like who's that next guy. The sources being
the fact that we have to he says he doesn't want to be. So if he doesn't want to, and he
doesn't want people in his personal business. Well, he carries himself otherwise like he would.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Being a lap around Staples is not someone that doesn't want the attention. He wants the attention, but I just feel like we're just flippantly taking the face of the league away from Steph and LeBron. When those guys are on 24/7, 365, and Ant's like, I don't want it. It's like, you are. No, I agree with that.
They're going to be face of the league
until they retire. I think it would be heir apparent. Let's put it like that. The heir apparent to that, because it is going to be LeBron's and to a lesser extent Steph, as long as they're playing. But nobody has seized I'm clearly next up. The way, if people want to argue that, like, it was Shaq, Kobe, or it became very clear during Shaq and Kobe's career, it's LeBron's at some point. Don't know when. Like, man, I don't want to argue about Kobe versus LeBron in that context, but that he was taking it next. Yeah, Wade was on cover of Sports Illustrated.
Well, I don't see a player right now, including Anthony Edwards, who's going to become a LeBron or a Steph.
No.
There's not one. That could be, but I don't think he's going to be ever
the top 10 all-time players. I agree. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't think
they call like an interim title. The point that if you look at the guys in the league under 30 years old, and you got Booker, who's on that list, Wemby, who you mentioned, Halliburton, who's still playing, Jalen Brunson, Jason Tatum, Luka, and Shea. Tatum is in a weird spot because of the Achilles and because he's going to be out for the year. Luka's in a weird spot because they had disappointing playoffs, and he is an odd, almost air of skepticism surrounding him for the first time in his career.
And he's also got LeBron,
and he's got LeBron, and so then if he goes through Shea, when I think most of us feel like that the teams absent their stars, it's not like the Timberwolves are this better roster than the Thunder. I think he can supersede it. Who doesn't have how he play?
Pressure.
I think there's more pressure on Shea, but I think it would mean more for him. I agree with you. There's definitively Ant's on a reputational freedom. He has once again outplayed his seed. They kind of surprised people by making it here. He's a back-to-back conference finalist. There's definitely more pressure on Shea, but I think it would kind of have more of a power thruster for Ant.
Yeah,
if he were to make.
All right, we'll zoom out a little bit. The series odds favor the Thunder by a healthy margin here. With minus 330 to plus 265 for World Trade. It's tied 2-2, but it's hard to gain a lot of info because I think this NBA got on the one starting 5, only played 12 minutes against the Thunder, so it's tough to figure out. Are you surprised OKC are heavy favorites?
I am surprised. I mean, I just find they should be the favorite. Yes, even though I may not pick them. In fact, I'm picking Minnesota. I'm picking Minnesota in this. Yeah, but I think I'm fine with OKC being favored. But to be favored so heavily, coming off a series in which they barely beat a Denver team that its third best scorer was playing with one shoulder. All right, and they were heavily favored in that series. Denver didn't have the type of defense that Minnesota has, so I think that was an issue with them. Minnesota's been more impressive. We were talking about Steph's out, and obviously that was a big difference. But 2-5 games, for them to dominate the Lakers the way they did, and the Lakers, I get it was regular season, but the way they played against the OKC late in the year, they were a tough matchup for them. Not so for Minnesota. And then in the regular season, it was 2-2, as you said. But DiVincenzo, Rudy Gobert, and Julius Randle didn't play in the last 3 games. And still, Minnesota won 2 of those 3. And so I think they can just throw a lot. That gives them an idea that even not playing big with Gobert, we got something for him. And then our second best player, Randall, wasn't even there. Randall, when Randall's not there, you can double and all you want. Now he's there, so that's going to be different. So I just think there are a lot of reasons to like Minnesota.
I hope you're right, bro, because I have a
Pretzel Crust from Little Caesars is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Until now, and your stuffed pretzel crust is even greater. Oh yeah, we stuffed that GOAT. Large stuffed pretzel crust from Little Caesars, just $9.99 for a limited time. These are things that.
I'm picking the Thunder. Oh, wow. No, that's not. I picked the Thunder once the moment the Lakers got knocked out. I said I think the Thunder are going to win the championship. They've been my pick since then. So I'm picking them in this series. I think they're the best team, and I hope I'm wrong. Why? Because the confession is, and I know that you know the hipster NBA fans are going to tell me this is why I'm not a real fan. Don't care. I don't really like watching them. As a god at what is objectively their swarming great defense, as I know I'm supposed to be. I am not as hypnotized by Shea's amazing footwork in the mid-range as I know.
That's what I be saying.
I really love the game.
That nigga game is boring as hell. I ain't gonna hold you.
I want to see Anthony Edwards dunk.
I want to see Anthony Edwards yam on a nigga, talk shit to these niggas, tell these niggas they pussy, all types of shit.
I would like to see
I don't want to see
Minnesota.
this nigga say acting all
They play
cute and shit, trying to be
that I enjoy more, and
wearing thongs and shit on the court.
I enjoy more. When people
Well,
are
you know what I'm saying? Fuck all that shit.
Wendy or whomever being like, yeah, other teams think the Thunder are corny. I'm not one of the teams. I am one of the people that think they're corny. and I don't want them to win. I think they're going to. And I
didn't like Russell Wilson.
That's gonna be whack. It'd be a whole bunch of.
I'm just telling you. Listen, I'll get blamed for this. Don't care. I think they're the best team.
Interviewing ass niggas.
Back when I saw them in person against the Lakers day after Thanksgiving, I said, they put in 5 bench guys. It looked like the best defense in basketball. Like, I have been impressed by them all year. I've not enjoyed it. So I'm not surprised they're such heavy favorites. I think they're much better than Minnesota. I hope Rule's right. I hope
fuck all that. My nigga Big Buddy Brunson and them niggas get popping.
Because I'm not betting it. So it's just what, Kate?
I think challenging for the viewer. What are we going to do now?
What do you mean?
I understand what you're saying. I like watching OKC. I think I like watching them more than you because it is. The basketball is great, and I like the Mirror. But it's interesting because they've been here before, and I don't want to say they got 3 stars because Jalen Williams and Chet are 3 stars, but that's kind of their big 3. When they had Durant, Harden, and Westbrook, it was so different. Like those 3 players were so electric and exciting and fun to watch and everything. And this group, which maybe will win the championship, I'm not saying Minnesota could just beat them in Michigan. I get it that OKC should be favorite. I'm just saying I think Minnesota will beat them. But they're just not, it's not even close.
It doesn't grab me
to excite as exciting as
it's like, and you know, I didn't know, I thought I felt this way. You know how I knew I felt this way? When despite picking Oklahoma City and actually in the Thunder series betting Oklahoma City, and it's not like I'm a long-known Nuggets fan. I found myself rooting like hell for Denver. And I was like, I guess I just don't want this team to win even though I picked them. So I'll take the arrows for it. I owe the audience honesty, that's it. I think Oklahoma City's the best team. I think they'll beat everybody. I hope they lose this round.
Let's head to the NFL, where we are pushing towards a resolution on the tush push. Packers leading the charge to push the play out of the game, saying the only legal way to assist a runner is by individually blocking opponents for him. That's their proposal. Is it fair to the Eagles if this gets banned?
No, it's not fair. It is not fair because all 32 teams have the option of doing it. They don't. Some others try, but no one can do it like they do. So it's not, I was saying, if it's a safety issue, which it looks like, but apparently it really is, guys don't get hurt doing it, then why stop it? I say, unless it's a safety issue, niggas ball, I think unrealistic, from the point of if they just kept doing the 2 3 second and 6, and they decide to do it to get it 3rd and 1, something like that, yeah, you want to take it out. But that's not happening. So this is what I throw at you, Nick, with that caveat. How about, because we do the timeouts, we do this challenges and all that, what about the limit to how many times you get 3 touch pushing?
Outside Durant, but 3 knocks down the 3 ball.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining.
And that removes the I didn't expect you to say that. I would accept that. I would prefer, because here is the intriguing thing the Packers did with the new proposal. They just said, hey guys, let's just make the rules they were until 2005. They just wanted, because this, what people need to understand is some of our favorite highlight runs of the last decade would be outlawed under this. The ones where the regular guy is upfield, kind of keeps his legs going, but gets run into, or not run into, somebody's got to stop him, and then you see a big old offensive guard come behind him and push him. That would be against the rules. They are saying pushing it, and which was against the rules until 2005. Pushing or pulling runners, it was famous because of the Ricky Bush play in college football when they did it, and it was still against the rules there. And so
how are you taking away pushing? Well, that's what the whole thing is. So when you set it up.
That's what the whole thing is. My argument is never been about safety. It's never been about the Eagles. It's always been about, you say that people are worried about the safety risk. I think it's a television risk. I think it's bad. I think it's bad TV. I don't think it looks like the NFL. I think it looks like rugby. And as far as fairness goes,
I saved so much ordering the Dash Pass by DoorDash, I even got myself some extra chips and guac.
I saved even more with Dash Pass, and that's no shade. And when we order with DoorDash, everyone wins.
Dash Pass by DoorDash, your door to more savings. All right, we'll get through that. Back to on the court, guys. We got a game tonight. So SGA hosts Ant-Man, game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson will host Tyrese Halliburton tomorrow in the East. But who will be the best Robin to the Batman? Let me take you through some video. Carl Anthony Towns had a big night in Game 7 to close out Celtics, recording his 5th game with 20 points and 10 rebounds this postseason, which is the most by a Knicks player since Patrick Ewing had 10 such games in 94. Pascal Siakam shooting 55% from the field this postseason, the 3rd highest percentage of any remaining player in the playoffs among qualified players. Siakam has recorded 20 or more points in 5 of his 10 games this postseason. Jalen Williams has scored 20 or more points for the Thunder in 6 of his 11 games this season, scoring 24 points to close out the Nuggets Game 7 on Sunday. His 5.7 assists per game are 7th among players still in this postseason. Julius Randle having a career year for the Timberwolves in the playoffs, averaging 23.9 points per game. He's one of 3 players averaging 20 points per game while shooting 50% from the field this postseason. Here's Draymond.
I lost my matchup in that series, and this series also reminds me of that series because it's also a series where I feel like I lost my matchup. I lost my matchup. Like Julius was incredible, and he played great basketball. And like the shots he was taking were shots that he wanted to take, and he waited. You know what I'm saying? Like he made the shots. Like I remember the game oftentimes comes around the shot maker, and he made the shots. When I got in military, man, he got the level reduction. He knows how to got to go on me. With all respect, you know, I'm never a guy who's going to hide from the truth. He was a tough cover. One of the tougher covers I've had in the playoff series.
Interesting. All right, that was Dre and Bear Davis. Obviously, Dre talked about matchup with Julius Randle in that second round. I got both twins now, Gil and SA, so we're ready to go. We're ready to work here. Marcus, I want to start with you. Who's the most...
Me and Marcus good. I don't know what's going on with keeping it. But me and Marcus good. We good with something right now. It's a responsibility. It's a responsibility, man. Thanks for keeping it comfortable.
Marcus, who's the most important number 2 option in the conference final?
I like what Ray said, but I got to go with that, right? And I got to go with that because when he plays with that level, it's obviously a different team. Like when he's shoulder shrugging and he's involved with the crowd and he's getting the crowd going, he's putting his head down and getting to it like that. Man, both in the back, he's like, if Cat can play like that, they get into the finals. There's no way they're going to be able to stop him there. If he can play a little bit more down low, like I know I say like to see him shoot, but I like him to establish down low, like get to the right hand jumper and just see how he can get Miles Turner and foul trouble. But if he can put that 24 and 12 like he was doing throughout the regular season, I think he will be the catalyst to helping the Knicks get to the finals.
Marquise, you want with your brother?
Not at all. I'm going to back that with the guy who was traded for this summer for Julius Randle. Draymond Green said a great thing in that past interview. Julius Randle was playing at an elite level. I was able to watch him the first series when they gave us a gentleman's sweep with the Lakers. And he was playing at an extremely high level. His confidence is so high right now that I don't think he could be knocked off that horse. He's a veteran player. He's playing extremely tough and needs that Batman, that Robin to be able to make it to the next level. Actually, against OKC, who has a great defense, I think he's going to be a key to beating these guys.
Tonight.
Here's Hastings.
Lord, I'm on the air with 3 players, but I'm not used to this, but I got to say what I got to say. We all know I love my New York Knicks. We all nominated New York. I'm rooting for the New York Knicks to win the championship, but I got to tell you, I got to roll with Keith on this. If Julius Randle, and Gilbert will read this up on the screen because I want to be 8-0 when I say this, okay? If Julius Randle
Thunder trailing by 3.
continues to play this way,
Westbrook with it. Outside.
KD. If that brother continues to play the way that he's been playing, they're going to win it all. Now, I'm not saying he's going to because this is OKC we talking about.
And we know how elite they thought they are.
When it
What
comes
it does to assist,
lead pass.
so bad. What it does to assist, Ant-Man, and the rest of the squad. They don't have a chip. To me, the way to stop him is to make sure neutralize him to some degree and make him look like he's a New York Knicks postseason instead of that dude slashing the finger in the camera to all cocky and all that. And Draymond, let's give Draymond some love for a second. From this standpoint, I'll play with any brother that's going to be real and be like, yo, he gave it. He gave it. Because I'll be damned if he did it. Julius Randle gave it. So. And he admitted that on the podcast. Props to him for being honest. Not to say that he's not, but he was being honest there. Give props for that. Julius Randle is the key. Bullshit.
This is very disturbing to say his name because he was supposed to be number one, but Pascal. Right? I thought when you traded for him, he was good to God. So the fact that you are even in this category lets us know you haven't stepped up to the plate. In 2019, you showed very great promise in your ability, and you've never taken that leap in this basketball career of yours. So the fact that you're even in this discussion about who is the most important number two, it's you because you're supposed to be the number one. So the fact that a playmaker, the playmaker on the team is the number one option, lets me know you have no chance of winning the championship. Because statistics show that anyone who averages over 9 assists at the point guard and they're the best player on the team, it's hard for you to win a championship because that means your team is not that good. So the fact that you're not getting the ball down low or on the wing and you're taking over these games and Hallie has to grab all the points from playmaking and scoring, kind of tells me that Indiana's really not ready for it.
Lakers leading by 5.
Now, see, this is the problem. It's sometimes, hold on. This is the problem with what Gil just said. There's something to be said about the people you hang out with. Sometimes they can make you feel cool. We all know how hard Kenyon Martin is. We know how Sean McCann can be. That's the brother that he went on top right. So he gonna be straight up. And I'm like, how you gonna ignore the fact that there's no great players on Indiana? There's a lot of good players. And it's still in a situation of sharing the ball. Lee Smith, Lenhard, he wanted to play. Salvador can play. Mount Turner can play. And not only that, all three of y'all know Rick Carlisle's coaching them. You know Rick Carlisle, with the hell, he left Luka. He don't want somebody taking all the shots and being head and shoulders unless you Jordan or somebody or Kobe or something. He don't want that. The brother wants these cats out on the court and screaming in the basketball movement because he knows nobody is great. So I'm not down on Siakam for being a number 2 per se because it's a well-balanced attack, dude. I think they could also put Siakam in.
I'm just going by history. His result shows if your point guard is 8, 9 assists, it's hard for you to win. The last time that happened was Siakam. He was the third option in Toronto with Rick Rouse. So that was the last time I was number 2 as the point guard. That was the last time they won when the point guard was averaging regular season with Kyle Lowry. Again, so the fact that it's not a rare thing. And Kyle Lowry was the last point guard to win, averaging that many assists, but you did have to lie as your go-to guy. So the fact that they don't have that last 5-minute guy kind of scares me with Indiana. But, I'm going for the Knicks anyway, so it really don't matter.
I think the part we probably missed out is the uniqueness of Indiana. They go 10 deep, right? Like, we don't see that from teams in the playoffs. And maybe they're trying to change the trend where they don't need a guy to get 30 points to really win, right? But the percentages, like, I think they said he's shooting the highest percentage in the book. Like, he's getting official shots. He's doing whatever it takes to win. And he might actually be the guy. Halliburton has made bigger shots. Halliburton gets the ball, took players and got him playing at that level. But he actually might be the number 1 guy. We just seen Halliburton make 2 big shots at the end of the game, which you would say Halliburton is the number 1 guy. But I'm thinking if I'm in Indiana and I'm in that locker room, I don't think Halliburton is the number 1 guy. I think it is Siakam.
Marquise, I'm curious. What do you say to Gilbert Robert's earlier point, which I thought was interesting, that we don't really know what Indy is because every series they've won, players have been injured, right? When you look at, I mean, going back to even Milwaukee.
Well, yeah, Milwaukee, they was injured, but he did say Cleveland had injuries last series. The last 3 games, all Cleveland players played. Nobody was injured that game. You still got to beat the team 4 times in the playoffs. But I think also everybody is sleeping on Indiana. Since I was in there at ESPN in New York, I've heard every analyst that come up here says the Knicks are going to win. Indiana is playing at great basketball right now. Nobody's playing like Indiana. Like you said, 5 or 6 guys. Anybody can be a leading scorer every night. Their confidence is so high. Higher than Steve Kerr last year when he didn't play Jason Tatum in the Olympics. Their confidence is extremely high. And in the playoffs, you need confidence like that. You need that. And they have that. And they're the team, like I said, 10 and 12 deep at any time.
You came from LA to fly to New York just to win in the parade. What y'all talking about? It's always a blue guy. It's always a blue guy.
That's the thing. I ain't scared of New York, man. You got food. I ain't scared of New York.
I know you didn't just brag about being from Philly. How they do?
I can't think too much.
That's wrong.
I can't think too much.
Kevin Durant. Defender all over Durant, and he still gets it to go. Well done.
KD against Odom. Outside Artest.
Go to back to this. So I mean, I was playing alongside my favorite player, and I was playing alongside two great players besides being my favorite. With Durant, Steph, you know what I'm saying? And like AD, MB, JT, like Drew, D. White, everybody just bam, everybody just fine. Like, everybody had something that you did. You couldn't do it, but you couldn't stop. So like watching them work out, like everybody was just like, very excited to see those guys in the last weekend or the playoffs. No, not really. Because we will beat all of it.
I just love how Durant aggressively attacks guys, and despite his slight frame, he plays official.
Yo, nigga, this nigga's a fucking season.
And Golden State Steelers. Hastings comes in for our take. It's Brian in Green comes in for Cook. James Harden is for Seth and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Lakers. And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. These players can flat out shoot the rock.
Just because Minnesota looks more impressive against the better team in the first round, that means something. Around in the West.
He is having so much success from beyond the three-point line. Some guys just thrive on this kind of pressure.
Los Angeles leading by 3.
Again, every last one we got to play better individually.
Now Fisher, nothing on the board. Here's Hastings.
This was one of the ugliest games I've seen. And with no shot. You couldn't even recognize it. Where the hell was he? It was abysmal. It was awful. It was inexcusable.
Lakers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
I'm the managing director of USA Basketball's national team. My responsibility is to sort of selecting the women's national team, the coaching staff, every moment for each player. But man was one of the first guys that I went to see.
Outside, Katie.
Wanted to do it, and we were glad. And I knew he needed it. But I also felt like he could learn, and this was help him grow and help him become the player he can become. He gonna be close. Okay. So
Under trailing by 5.
Yeah, it's not like that. So it was like experiencing parents, whether the highs or the lows of that. Yeah, it was fun, man. I would say, yeah, it definitely was fun. I think it was no lows. Yeah, it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, everything was great. That was probably like the best experience I had in basketball. I got some people talking about they're gonna beat me in ping pong 21-0. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. 11-0. I scored 1 point. Hey, yeah, me. Hey, you can't go fish watching my pose, Jack. Hey, answer that just another 3 days ago. I got a mirror about 3 days ago. We're so glad you got I think people think you put all these great players together and you just kind of lay the ball and play. In the Olympics, it's like taking a test. You either get an A or an F. There's no in between. Anything less than gold for Team USA is looked upon as a failure. You know, we have 3 weeks to prepare. Every day is an important day. We go every day. And the intensity just in practice. Oh, that's that. Come on, man. Put it to ground. Like this. Run. There she goes.
Here's Hastings. And again, the Lakers no good.
Y'all got good. Y'all stay all day. Look at this. I'm blasting you over that time. That would get me over there.
Something to watch. The game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy.
I got to go in. The 3 hardest workers in terms of working on their craft every day. And the 3 most consistent were LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant. Like, I took Bron, like, pregame routine. Who I go to for advice? Of course, KD. That's my favorite player of all time. The best thing that I learned was from Steph. I think naturally with Steph and Manny, there is a mutual respect, just from before. But I vividly remember Steph had his routine every day after practice, after shooting around. He got his shots up, and he did his routine. And it was really a work of art to watch and to witness. I think Ant came away from that, and it's shown itself this past season.
Here's Hastings. Covered by Cephalosha. That's tipped. Green against Gasol. The Thunder have been good at the free throw line.
Yeah, now this is going to be the crazy time of year because this is what has been working for all season. Going into the conference finals back when we were last year. Going into the Olympics, I was